fuck's going on, guys? Welcome back to nothing. Fire! Fucking story time. Did I scare you? My bad, bro. Grow the fuck up. Anyways, I'm happy to be here. I hope you're happy to be here. Real quick, before we get on into it, roll a B-roll and tell the actual story. I just want to, first of all, I just got back from golf, okay? I'm not just wearing this shit. I did great, by the way. I'm fucking Murby Woods. Just to preference, this story is kind of like a part 2 to the last one I told, where I hit my rock bottom in my drug addiction, right? Which, I don't know why I did that. That really was my fucking rock bottom. So I just wanted to tell you should probably go watch that first, because that leads up to this story where I spend the night in jail. Let's get the fuck right into it. Alright! No more chit chat. Let's get the fuck right into it, man. So like I said, this is kind of a part 2 to the last story, but it's standalone because it was just such an experience on its own. In my brain, I classify it as its own thing, right? Because it kind of is, alright? However, something obviously led to me spending the night in jail. And I'll just go over it briefly. Pretty much, I shoved my girlfriend because I'm under so many fucking drugs, right? And I hate what I did. I slit my wrist. She calls the cops because I'm locked in the room doing this. She can hear me in pain, yada yada. The knife was very dull, so lucky me, because I was going at it, right? There's a lot of slashes. Looks like a fucking tiger fought me. And so, when the cops come, their guns are fucking pointed up. Put your hands up, put your hands up. I don't remember this. I just remember my girlfriend telling me this over and over after the fact, right? Which she probably told me the other day. Again, you know, we talk about it. Because I know how fucking risky this is. I just played Ready or Not, okay? I was shooting people on sight because I knew that they were criminals, alright? I applaud police officers after playing Ready or Not, is all I'll say. Because, fuck, I wasn't trying to die in that game. Imagine real life. They don't know what I can do, what I'm gonna do, what I'm thinking, if I have a weapon on me or I'll lunge or yada yada, right? And they have guns pointed up. My lady is saying, wait, you don't need all that, you don't need all that. He'll comply, you don't need all that, which I do. And they cuff me. They give me an opportunity to go into the room and grab my wallet for about 10 seconds, right? And they say if I take any longer, they're coming in. And I go in there, grab my wallet, which I kind of wish I didn't. They were going to find all this shit anyways, because my girlfriend even mentioned to her cop, the two cops split us up. She mentioned to her cop, hey, I don't know if you checked his wallet. She was giving them all the information, man. She was giving them all the evidence. She gave one of the police officers my plate of cocaine with a straw on it. She gave them my little jar of pills that I had. Because they were going to search the fucking house. They even asked her, hey, if we search the house, are you going to get mad? No, do what you do. You know, they were going to find what they needed to find, right? They needed some type of evidence. If my girl was saying, hey, it's all drug induced, this isn't who he is, they need evidence of that, right? Or obviously I'm not just being all angry, yada yada. Really what I was mad about was my girlfriend saying, Alec, I love you. I'm still here with you, but I need you to leave. I don't think this can work anymore if you are still doing drugs, because I'm tired of it. I'm afraid of it. And I don't want to be in the bed when you wake up dead, or not wake up at all. And I took that very harshly. I understand what she meant now. She said, Alec, I love you and I want Alec back. But obviously under all those drugs coming down from coke, being on Xanax that are fake and mixed with fentanyl, it's kind of fucking hard to distinguish what she meant and understand what she meant at the time, right? And so all that goes down. The police officers take me outside, and as I'm walking to their police car, cuffed up, they're like, hey, can we check your wallet? Because I hear on the radio, does he have his wallet with him? Hey, can I see your wallet? Fuck, this is what I remember specifically. I went, oh, fuck, I only grabbed it for my ID. Okay, so there should be no problem. Oh, fuck. There you go. I have a wallet with this little pouch on it with a button, right? They immediately just look at it. No cash in there. Take the button off. What's this? They hold up, I think it was like a gram and a half. They hold up this little baggie of cocaine. Oh, that's where my laundry detergent went. They looked at each other like, really, bro? Come on, dog. Hey, you're just gonna have to get in the car for us, alright? They kept that shit for sure. Sent me in that cop car, which I felt like I was in there for butt fuck forever. Okay, I felt like I was in there until I was able to grow facial hair, so like 20 more years from now, okay? It took a long time before I saw these two guys walk back into the car. And then we're on the way to the police station, and I ask. I remember it was either in the car or as we're exiting. I don't remember much of exiting, of entering the police station. I really don't remember much other than the certain scenes that I'll tell you that I remember, right? I remember scenes, like glimpses of shit. Because like I said, I was on fucking hella Xanax this day, and the Xanax were laced with fentanyl, alright? The doctors literally said, wow, you didn't know? That it's actually the main drug we found in your body. Really scary shit, alright? Could have just ended like that, okay? Because I was also mixing it with alcohol. I was on alcohol. A lot of it, Xanax, a lot of them, which had fentanyl, a lot of it. And I was coming down from coke, okay? I don't remember much, to say it plain and simple. But I do remember I think it was as we were getting out of the car, walking in sort of thing. I don't even remember what the building looked like, seeing the building. I don't remember much, man, which is sad to say, because I'm fucking going to jail. But what I do remember is I ask, hey, so are you guys gonna give that to anybody? Like, are you gonna bring that in there? Which, no, they just took it out my wallet to do themselves. One replies, oh, why? You don't think your laundry detergent story will hold up? Oh, well, you know, it might be fabric softener or something as well. It got a good laugh out of one of them. The other one, not so much. It looked like he wanted to beat my ass, but hey, at least somebody laughed, you know. I'm a little funny off these drugs still, right? Not funny. And what's really not funny is, like I said, I don't remember going into jail. I don't know if they squeezed my balls and said cough. I don't know if they searched my asshole. I don't remember. But what I do remember next is being presented to this cell. There's these bright white lights, silver walls all around me, exactly as you would expect it to look. Just these gray painted cement walls, this gray painted floor, gray ceiling with bright white fucking lights everywhere, okay? And I get thrown into this little cell, which, as I'm getting uncuffed to walk in there, I see a room, excuse me, and a bench that's like a part of the wall. So the bench is the same material as this cement wall. Meaning, sounds like that, hard as fuck, okay? And then I see this guy not laying on the bench, laying on the floor diagonally with his head on the toilet in the room. The toilet looked like someone smeared shit all over it, but homie's head was on it using it as a pillow. This guy's probably in there for like a DUI or something. He opens his eyes very slightly, looks at me, and closes them back. He don't give a fuck. And I remember saying, there's not even a sink in here. Man, you must think this is a hotel. Damn. You guys are so fucking cruel, is what I'm thinking. I get shoved in there, and I remember fucking freezing. And then I remember just trying to find each corner of where I thought the air conditioning wasn't. I kept switching corners, and then I remember kind of peeking through the door. I remember just feeling so fucking anxious. Now, I may not remember everything I saw or heard, but I do remember how I felt the whole fucking time. The whole fucking night, right? I felt so ashamed. More shame. Ashamed. And fucking terrified. Which I couldn't show it. Right? I remember I stood up tall. Didn't look at the floor. Try not to look at this guy. I just stood in my corner up tall, blinking, looking around, not moving my head, but my eyeballs are moving around everywhere. And I was really fucking scared. Okay, I'm not going to beat around the bush. I'm not trying to get butt fucked. It's jail, not prison. Alright? But I think county jail is a little... Maybe prison nowadays is not bad from what I hear. But I am in the US. We're not in the UK. I've seen how UK prisoners are taken care of. I think the US is probably a little worse. Especially county jail, right? It's just a holding place for people to decide whether they're going to prison, blank, 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 right? Before they go to court. And I don't remember how long I was in this first cell, but I do remember saying, or being told, Alec, this way. Okay. I walk up, they cuff me again, and I'm walking down this hallway of cells now. Like I said, I'm not looking side to side. Okay. I remember I was good. I did real good. Straight up, walked tall, walked proud, just fucking walked into my cell where he uncuffed me, threw me up in there. In this tiny little room, there's two, I'm going to use the word bed very loosely here, two bunk beds thing. They're both attached to the wall because they're both cement. You had to climb to get to the second one, which I liked better. I'd rather be on that top one, which I did. Climbed up there, and like I said, I use the word bed very loosely because there's not even a mattress. I got one halfway through my shit night of sleep, however long I slept, because I think they realized what I was sleeping on. Hey man, do you want this? Yes, please. Because I'm fucking freezing my tits off. My nips are like chocolate chips. And there's not even a toilet in there. I remember I asked and I had to go get escorted to the specific bathroom where they watched me piss, right? The cop was in there with me. It was fucking weird, all right? And yeah, obviously I would never ask to use the bathroom again at that point. But they put me in my little cell with my weak ass cushion. I think it was like the thinnest layer of foam. It was like a mouse pad. All right. It was like you basically just, you should just take it away. It doesn't even change the fact of how I feel. And so now I'm sleeping. I don't know how long I slept. Okay. Because they probably woke me up butt fuck early for this next part. And I don't think I slept that long because I still felt like I was on drugs during this next part. I was coming down. I wanted to fucking collapse on the floor, but at this point, I'm just fucking wired up through anxiety, fear, and stress, right? That was the only thing keeping me awake at this time. All I hear is up, up, up. I get up, walk to the door of my cell, open the door, and he cuffs me, right? What I wasn't expecting was a cuff bracelet shackle thing around my waist. And then my ankles got cuffed. Shackled, right? I felt like YNW Melly. And so now I'm pulled into this hallway with all these other cells, and I'm shoved into this line of other inmates. We're all chained together with the little waistbands that we have, right? So now there's this giant line of inmates walking down the hallway, all chained together, where we then get led to this other cell. We all get thrown into that cell together. There's like 15 of us. We're still chained together. Okay, we're not uncuffed at this point at all. Not an ankle, not a fucking waist, not our hands. Some people start screaming, going crazy. For the most part, they're actually pretty normal. A lot of them were asking, hey, what are you in here for? What are you in here for? To everybody else, and they finally got around to me. What are you in here for, man? You did something bad. He can't even say. Yeah, man, yeah. I'm a little embarrassed about it. It's all good, man. We've been there. What are you in here for? They get to this big ass guy. He's like 6'6". He looked like fucking Maui from Moana, right? That only matters because his story of how he got there, he's like, oh, I was at this truck derby thing, and my friend was on the other team. And the ref was calling some bullshit, man. The ref was calling some bullshit, man. He fucking fucked my friend, so I just walk right up and fucking punch him as hard as I could. And then we get into like a brawl. Bro, all I'm saying is if I got punched by this guy in his big ass hands, it'd probably be a one-hit KO, alright? This guy was big as shit. Wide as shit, tall as shit. I'm all good, man. I'm not reffing your games from what I heard from that. I'm like, all right, so never be a ref because I'm not getting my ass beat, especially at a truck derby. But all these guys actually ended up being pretty normal because the conversation led to bonds and being bailed out. And I say, because I have this little spark of memory. Oh, they mentioned a bond for me. That you have bond? You have bond? Do you have money? Yeah, I got a good amount of it. Like, because at this time I was making $45 an hour, right? And I'm like, yeah, I actually have a lot of it. Really? You got enough to pay your bonds? Yeah. They said like 300 or something. Like, it wasn't that Yo, this guy can pay his bond. This guy can pay his bond. All the cellmates start shouting, yo, let this guy out. He can pay his bond. He can pay his bond. It was actually pretty cool. All these dudes just gave a fuck about me for some reason. And so the police officers didn't. They were right at the door. They were hearing all this, but they didn't fucking give a fuck. We get back in our line. We get escorted down this hallway, down another hallway, down another hallway. Which these hallways are super thin, and like I said, it looks exactly as you would expect. Just gray all around you, and the brightest fucking white lights from the ceilings. And I think these hallways were tiny, so that way there couldn't be too much of a scuffle. It was just us in a line, police officers to our left. We get escorted to a courtroom. And we get sat down in these benches, like, I guess to give you a visualization, it was like where the jury would sit, right? To the side, and then we can see the judge, these people up front, like, who are talking to the judge from these benches. They unshackle our waist, but everything else is still shackled, right? My ankles and my hands. So I have to waddle my way over to, when I'm called, what I believe an attorney, and we're all just still on these benches, right? And I remember seeing some people who looked terrified, seeing some people who looked like they've been here before. Which I forgot to mention, in that room, there were literally guys who had, I guess, tank tops. They ripped the sleeves off, but it said inmate on it. How long have you been here, bro? And how many times? Not a question I'm willing to ask. And so, like I said, I get called over to this, what I think to be an attorney, whoever the fuck he was. He's just like, this is why I still think I was on drugs, because I still don't remember much. I'm like, okay. I just remember saying okay, because he's like, just comply. I'm like, okay, all right. I get walked back to the bench, and then I talk to the judge. I don't remember anything that we talked about. I'm so sorry, guys. Like I said, I really think I was still on these fucking drugs. I was still fucking weaning off or coming down or whatever. I don't think I slept much at all. How can I? All right, I'm in a fucking jail cell, and I'm freezing tits, bro. And this judge talks to me, and I forget what she said for me to say this. She slams her hammer down. Wait, no, but he said you can't talk to him. A bunch of cops like, you can't talk to him. I was like, is he not my attorney? Like, who the fuck is that guy? I still, to this day, don't know his role. Who the fuck was that guy, and why was he able to tell me what to say to the judge, but now I can't talk to him while I'm talking to the judge? Fuck you. And so I get escorted by myself, by a police officer, right? No. We get shackled back up in line once everybody's done, okay? A lot of them go back to cells. I get pulled out like this way, unshackled, to this other hallway with a phone on it, right? Just a phone on the wall is all I remember seeing. And he says, 2 calls. No victim, only family. Understood? Yes, sir. Okay. You have, how long he said? 2 minutes per call. He's like, try a couple lines. If they don't answer, move on. Okay? Okay. And so, I really ignored this guy, apparently. First person I called was my girlfriend. Baby, I don't know what the fuck I was thinking or saying. I think it was just a plead and cry for help out of embarrassment of where I was at. I think I couldn't believe where I was at. I don't know, okay? I made myself look like a fucking fool. Baby, can I just come back and can we just like push all this aside? I'm sorry, like I'm sorry. I'll be better. We'll move on. She says, I don't think it works like that. And why are you calling me? Later on, after we talked about it, I remember her saying to my mom after the fact, like, when he called me, I thought, like, is jail not jail anymore? Like, how the fuck is he calling me? You know, like, because in my court papers, it said, do not contact victim. And you are trespassed from address until your court date blank, right? And so I called her and I hang up the phone very quickly because I start to hear myself and I'm like, oh, let me hang this up. I'm going to embarrass myself or get myself in trouble. Hang up because I'm like, wait, you're right. It doesn't work this way. I don't know what I'm saying or thinking. I'm in jail right now. So I call my mother like a smart little boy. Hey, Mom, I'm here. I didn't get butt fucked. I don't know where I'm going. I love you. Bye. All right. I soon find out that I'm now on a state-ordered petition by my mother. So that is why I ended up going where I went. I get escorted out of this jail by a couple police officers. One of them a lady, one of them a man. And I remember they were actually really nice. In the car ride, which felt like fucking 5 hours. I mean, where the fuck were we going? To fucking Japan in car? Like, dude, where the fuck were we going? Is all I kept thinking. And then they're like, hey, you seem like a nice kid. All right, you're young, and you're getting a second chance here, you know, with the route that you're being given. I still don't know what I'm given here yet. I hope you get your life together, man. I say thank you, and we eventually get to said destination, which I remember walking in and seeing the sun, and I'm like, oh, awesome. Oop, back to bright white lights and cold building. Little nicer of a hallway. It wasn't as scary looking because it wasn't all gray. A little bit of color, like yellow walls, and the tiles were like regular tiles. But I get escorted to this room with like 5 nurses, all ladies, and they're stripping me butt fuck naked, yada yada. And they're just like, yeah, hi. Basic questions to start. You feeling suicidal? Do you want to hurt anybody? No. Do you hear any voices that you can't explain? No. Yada yada. Then they get to a little more personal, asking, have you been diagnosed with anything? I say ADHD and depression. They ask who? I say from my psychiatrist, from I went blank to blank. Then they start getting even more personal. So what drugs do you do? What are your drugs of choices? How often? Stuff like that. Because I soon find out I'm in like this detox center. It's called UPC. It's up to a 24 to 48 hour hold while they figure out what the fuck to do to you. Are you on a rehab? Are you going to a behavioral health center? Bingo. That's where I went. Which both of these are stories in themselves. I'm sorry, but they just are, man. Fuck. I mean, I get walked into these scrubs. I get walked with scrubs into this auditorium. It reminded me of elementary school, this lunchroom auditorium, right? Bright lights. The room is split in half. There's only big recliner chairs, and there's the woman's half and the men's half, and in front of the men's half is a TV, and in front of the woman's half is a TV. That is it. There's a med window in the corner where you have to line up and get your meds. They were tranking the shit out of me, putting me on meds so I don't fucking, have to feel the pain of my withdrawals. And I mean, just to give you an example of this place, the first fucking 5 minutes when I walked in, somebody just gets fucking railed, bro. Fucking socked across the face. Yo, what? I stood up straight real fucking quick. Oh, fuck. Looked away, walked away. I'm still cuffed. These officers finally uncuff me and they walk out. I mean, they don't even mind that shit because they're like, well, not our problem. I get thrown in there and that's that. And that was my night in jail. We did it! I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you learned something. Specifically, I hope you learned that you don't want to follow in my footsteps. And if you already are, I hope you learned stop. Because you don't have to hit your rock bottom to stop. Drug addiction is a trap. I know it. Maybe you just don't know it yet. Hopefully these stories start to click something in your brain about that. Because drug addiction only ends 2 ways. Either in jail, like I did, you hurting somebody that you can't take back, or you're homeless, or all of them, or the worst one of all, you wind up dead. None of it's funny, all right? I tell these stories kind of to spread light on this fact, and I'm very grateful to even be telling these stories with what I was doing, okay? I was taking fake Xanax with a lot of fentanyl in it, And I found that out a couple days later at my behavioral health center. And it scared the fucking shit out of me because I didn't think they were in there. It's a big gamble that you're gambling, and you're gambling your life away when you are using drugs in such an amount and mixing drugs in such an amount. I mean, I was taking Xans, drinking alcohol, and doing cocaine all at once. Xanax and alcohol are already a risky fucking game to play. Then I threw cocaine on top of it. Now my heart is doing this thing called rubber banding. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Like I said, I'm really lucky to be here. And if you watched all the way through, I'm lucky to have you. I'm lucky to have all of you who comment on my videos. It means the fucking world, man. Let me know you enjoyed the video by leaving a like, subscribing, and commenting. All three, one or the other, whatever you prefer. They all help out. They help me know that you enjoyed, and they also help YouTube know that you enjoyed. You know, push the algorithm. Show it to more people, which is the goal, right? I love you guys. Thank you for watching. Have a good night, day, whenever you did watch, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Peace. If you don't like it, subscribe, you bitch!